Hey guys, got an Apex Legend match here for you. This one, decent game. It's pretty indicative of where I'm at as a player. There's some good, there's some bad. I'll try to highlight it as we go. Picking rate as usual. You'll see my card here in a second. That's my usual. That's my go-to. Um, I'll try to highlight the goods and the bads as they happen. Myself and my teammates as well. It's a pug group, so the group actually is a solid group for a pub group. The communication is actually good considering that we're not on comms and have no idea. I've never played with these guys or met these guys before in my life, so um, here we go. I hope you guys enjoy. They immediately give me Jump Master, which I'm not super fond of, but whatever, I'll go with it. I decide since they wanted me to be Jump Master, I'll go hot, because why not? I've never been to cage before, though. Correction, I have never jumped cage before, though. I can't remember ever jumping cage. If I have, it's only been once or twice, and it's probably been a little while. So, as we jump in, I have no idea where to land, where the loot is going to be at, where to look for loot at. So, I'm just going in blind. You'll even see here, I land on top of the map without even realizing it. Quick flat line. I'm not a huge fan of the flat line. I will go with it, but I'm usually looking to replace it fairly quickly with either a wingman, which I'll go with both here for a while, or if I don't have a wingman, either a wingman G7. I'll even go with 301 before I go with the flat line. I like to try to keep it something for close range and something for long range to poke with. So I think with this current setup, I'm looking to poke with the wingman and probably go short range with the flatline. Even though the flatline has a long range scope, I still like the wingman better for long range, just because the way it shoots, the damage it does, and the peeking with the wingman is excellent. And you'll see me just kind of running around clueless, thinking about where I can find loot here. He pings an enemy. I don't know that he actually found one, but I kind of turned and treated it as if there was an enemy in the area. So I'm not too sure what his deal was there, but I did need a shield still, and I didn't have one. I play at a different pace, I think, than a lot of players do. I've been playing on PC lately, trying to play up more on PC lately. Bad jump here. I don't know how I overshot that, but it definitely happened. Been playing more on PC lately, and it's a very different. Even when I play it with the PlayStation 4 controller, it still feels very different. Right here, for some reason, I thought I saw something, and I don't know what I thought I saw. Spoiler alert, though, I go up there and there's nothing in the area, nothing's looted, so I think I was just hallucinating. Too many mushrooms or something of that nature. But as of right now, I'm treating this as if there's somebody over there, because I believe that I saw somebody over there. So I'm kind of approaching it rather cautiously, not knowing where they're at, but believing that someone is here. I think this starts to get to the point where I start to recognize that there's a good chance that I was just seeing things, because nothing here has been looted. Nobody's here, nothing's open, so I think it becomes pretty obvious that either some noob dropped here and decided not to touch anything, no, he didn't want any gear or anything, or I was just crazy. So yep, you'll see me drop that immediately for the 301. I just like the 301 better. If I'm trying to poke, it's tough enough to poke with these guns at long range. And the flatline has so much drop on it that it just running a 301 is just easier for me. Plus, I can kind of start gearing up in case I get a G7. Which, another spoiler, I believe I do end up with the G7 at some point, and I feel dangerous with the G7 in my hand. I think right here I go ahead and make the decision to go all light. Go ahead and get rid of the wingman because I don't need two guns for long range poking. So I take the 301 for long range and go with the RE45 for any quick short engagements. Even though like the RE45 on paper I don't think is the best gun, it's far from the best close range gun. I love it, and I've always said, I have a funny saying that if you're having a bad day, that the 45 can help that. If you're struggling to shoot, if you're just off, which I am prone for inconsistency at this game. There are just days where I just can't hit anything, and usually those days are the days that I say, you know what, let me just go out and get an RE45, because I feel like I just can't miss with that gun. It feels like, and it's a quick reload. It's I really like the gun, even though on paper it doesn't compare. And certainly I would take a R99 over an RE45 any day of the week. Also probably a Prowler I'd probably take over an RE45, but you know, I feel okay with the RE45, even though it's not the best gun of the game. I see the drop. I'm gonna go ahead and pop a portal and try to get it and get out. I make a new move here and try to get that med kit and hit the portal on accident going back, jump back in it. There's a Kraber there, I let him take it. I just hate when I feel like I have a decent spec, I hate giving up that spec early in the match. So I was reluctant to go with the Kraber early in the match when I already had a 301 and a RE45. I felt good about what I had. Even though, so I decided that I would let one of them have it, and they could poke with that, because I don't want to run out of ammo for it and then be left with one or the other. You know, I like my set, the 45 and the 301, and if I give one up, use the ammo in a Kraber, then I'm down to just one gun essentially, and I have to find and respec another gun somewhere. So we hear some engagement. We know they're near, so I'm just looking to get in a better engagement position, get on top of the roof, and I'll start looking for the enemies. I hear the gunshots over there, and I spotted them right there. Go single shot, because that's how you poke. Took me a while to trace him, but got a few shots on my target. I decided to go ahead and go for it. Hit the Wraith, she's hurt. Come around the other way, do a little flank maneuver. Find her again, knock her. Her teammates come out and they start to push me back. This was a mistake on my part. I should have put a grenade out there. That would have been a perfect time for a grenade, but I didn't. And Constant got his gas off to keep me back. I disengaged to try to reset the fight. I should have hit the zip line, but as I was jumping, I didn't think I would get high enough for it. But you saw the prompt flash across the screen, so I was in fact close enough to hit the zip line. But by the time I realized it, I had already passed that opportunity. So they're resin the Wraith now. I lost that on that kill, unfortunately. And I still have no kills, although this has been a fairly quiet match. I mean, we dropped hot and didn't get a single team to drop with us, so we're kind of out looking for fights to make up for that now. This was probably a bad position to be in. I jumped up, took a lot of damage, and I decided to just get out of there, get out of dodge, and try to get healed up again. I should have just stopped here and started healing there, but I decided to go for the extra cover, get inside the building, close the door, and start healing up here. As I'm healing, I'm just checking for any potential loot. I believe that I need shield cells at this point, so I'm lucky I find a couple. Not enough to get my shield fully upgraded, but enough to get me back in the fight. Another syringe there, and I'm back in the fight here.
Oh look, someone wandered into our safe space. Bad guys, let's do this.
I think I'm a little bit disoriented here, trying to find them. Realize they're up top here with our guy. So here I'm in the fight now. Traced him pretty well. Didn't get the kill, but I did my part in that fight. And definitely as the match goes on and my kill numbers do not go up, it's a little bit frustrating So I don't feel like I'm playing bad, and I think the end results show that I wasn't playing bad. It just the kills didn't come my way, and that's okay sometimes. That's just going to happen at times. So here I decided to go ahead and switch to the G7. If I had had an anvil receiver, I may have not. I may have stuck with the 301, but I didn't, so I'm completely okay with the G7. And it's kind of a toss-up for me anyways. An anvil receiver, a 301 with an anvil receiver, or a G7. I'm okay either way. Checking her out. I think she's out there looting a corpse that I couldn't really see. I didn't realize it was out there until she got all the way out there, and I said, I'm not too concerned with it. I'm just gonna start moving towards the circle. I'm feeling pretty good now, though. I got a purple upgraded Evo, an Evo upgraded to purple, I should say. I got a good spec. I like the RE45. I'd love to find the R99 right here, but I don't, so it's okay. With the G7 and the RE45, I can feel good about going in game with those two guns. I know they're a little bit behind me, so I'm kind of pushing up a little cautiously. See, and I do know that I play a little bit slower than some players. Feels a lot faster as I'm playing it, but as I'm watching it, it definitely seems a lot slower. And so, that's a huge part of doing good at these games is how fast you can play, how fast you can engage, disengage, get your shots on target, use your abilities. And I'm certainly not the worst, but I have some room to improve in there. Go ahead and get the 1x2. Take a double tap, but I don't like double taps. I really just grab them to put as much on my guns as possible. Why not? But you'll notice that I switched to my G7 just to make sure I put it on single shot before I ever engaged. Because unless there's a circumstance that calls for the double tap, then I don't want it on there. And this is good communication by the Bloodhound. He's calling out footsteps, tracks as we go, because we don't see anything. We don't know where anybody's at, but he's telling us that there's somebody up here. We don't know where they're at yet, but they're up here somewhere. And I believe there's a moment coming up too. And as I was watching the video, I recognized it, and I thought, how did I miss that? As I'm running up here, I turn and look left, and I believe I catch somebody on my screen, and I'm almost looking right at them. Yep, they're right there on my screen, and I did not see them. Just off to the left, they were right there for a split second, and I took such a quick look and didn't even see them. I had perfect shots at them. Could have really lit that. I believe it was a Wraith up, which I'll locate the Wraith up here in a moment. But I almost ran in and out and gave them our back, not realizing that there was a Wraith there. This teammate here, I believe he sees them first and then goes to engage. I come in behind him. He goes, yep, okay, the Bloodhound scans again. Good job by the Bloodhound. He gets a good scan off. And the Octane is going across. I'm just taking pop shots, but he's in there. I know I hurt the Wraith. I'm going to assist the Octane as he just goes in for combat. Coming here, now I'm kind of blind. I don't really know where anybody's at. This was a huge mistake on my part. I got lit up. Had to get out of there, but they really hurt me. Start to pop a shield and immediately get clapped. Get saved by the knockdown shield. Got it up just in time. And again, good on my teamwork. He's telling me that I believe he's trying to tell me that we have enemies close, so he's doing a quick revive. I gotta get up and I gotta get ready for combat again. I'm assuming this is the same team and they got killed, because I can't imagine that they would have just stood up there and watched all this happen. Which, sure enough, they're not there anymore, so. I contributed to that fight, but it wasn't an excellent fight. I wish I wouldn't have went down like I did. I could have done a lot of things different, but that's what you get for running upstairs blind. I tell you, when I watch myself loot, it feels so much faster in person, but it looks so slow when I'm watching it recorded.
Let's go over here.
But it's always nice to watch yourself, and you can kind of have some gives a different perspective to when you're trying to learn and get a little bit better at these games. Zip across, we're moving into the fight. 5 squads left, so we're late game now. Hear the engagement happening up here. There they are. Got him located. I'm going to look for a spot to engage. Perfect spot. We got one team up right in front of us. There's another team off left on top of the hill. They have a good position, a good firing position on everybody, really. There you see the shots start coming in. So I realized they're up there. I moved to engage. Get a couple shots on target. Now they're exchanging fire with me. So they hit me with the Revenant silence. I go back in to let the silence come out and also get my shield back up a bit. I tell you here, I get... Okay, not quite yet.
Recharging my shield.
Looking for more targets. I believe he scans here and gives us some good targets to hit. Might be in a minute. Here I'm getting screwed by the door. I'm trying to reload, but I keep opening and closing the door. One of my gripes about the game, and I know there's settings that you can change with that, but you know, I couldn't even tell you how many times I sit around opening and closing doors when I'm trying to reload. Missed a couple shots, hit a couple shots. Not a bad pop there. Now I decided to go ahead and get out of that room. The circle's going to be moving soon enough, so I need to start moving into a better position. Plus, my teammates are all out in front of me. I'm obviously much more of a passive, lay back and wait for a good time to move kind of guy, and a lot of people in first-person shooters in general are very much jump in and just start going in and trying to kill everything and everybody. Now it's time to get up here. We got one guy down. Phase out to make sure I don't get hit. So 3 squads left now. We're in a not so great position. This small rock, it's not good for peeking out. They got some good angles on us, so I make the decision here to go ahead and start and drop a portal to get us to a better position.
10 seconds.
Portal comes out right there. I think it's a good portal to get our squad into a better position to get into the circle, and also just a better position to exchange fire with that team.
Target spotted.
Missed a couple shots there. But that's okay. Alright, circle's moving now, so we're just running up. Use this rail for a little bit of cover. I think that I had a feeling that was a decoy, but I decided to check it just in case.
You're being aimed at.
You don't want to be that guy on the daily moments when you think a decoy is a decoy and it's actually the real Mirage, and you just ran past it and got shot in the back or something like that. You never want to be that guy. Quick pop shots. This is not a bad position, but we do have to move again because we're gonna get the circle's not favorable for us. And my teammates again are being very aggressive. They're right up in there. I think I realized this guy I'm taking shots at is already down. So I stopped shooting at him and decided to go ahead and move up with the team. Still 3 squads left, but I believe the other 2 are in close combat right now, so they're not gonna. One of them's not gonna last long. Yep, there goes the 3rd team, and now it's just us and the last team. Silly engagement there. There was no reason to have an RE out at that range, and again, no reason to be using the G7 at that close range. So switch to the RE. Start looking for combat. First knock, or what will be my first kill here.
They might be watching.
I go ahead for the thirst because I realize that I have no kills and I'm not happy with that. And again, they're really pushing the fight, so I'm kind of hanging back, but doesn't matter. But the teammates come in and help me out. So good squad. The teammates are really good. I felt like I didn't do great because I only had the 1 kill, but you look at the numbers, and my numbers were up there just as well as them. So, I mean, I think I just didn't happen to get the kills for one reason or another. But good matchup. I did some other things that were really good for the team aside from shooting. A couple of those portals were really good, really helped But yeah, let me know what you think. Give me a like if you enjoyed it, and feel free to give me any feedback as far as my play style, things I can improve. I'm always looking to get better, so I hope you have a good day.
This is where it ends.